So, welcome to another episode of the Lifestyle Podcast. This is a subset of Houston's Hustle Hobbies where I talk about what I try to make my life in a way that is as optimal as possible. Talk about a couple things on this show so far. Getting away from social media, minimalizing, things like that is what we're talking about here on the Lifestyle Podcast. And so right now it's 12:35 a.m. on a Saturday night, and I'm in the car because I was taking my client and her cousin to a nice party that they decided to go to. And this is something that's not something I would normally do. My normal business hours are from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. But what's been happening is I've been getting a lot of I call them QuickBooks clients. So instead of like the Uber and Lyft and literally people calling me to do their work, to take them somewhere or drop off some package or something like that. And boy, I can tell you that it's a blissful obligation. I can remember with Houston's Home Automation, my first business that I came up with, I used to dread the phone ringing, and because I still felt this obligation. I was still in that worker's mindset where I had issues and trepidations with saying no to people on for certain requests, but now that's just not the case. It's pretty good. I can say no if I want to, but I generally don't say no because, of course, the people who call are willing to pay more than the people who Uber and Lyft. So that's really nice, and it's nice to see my QuickBooks accounts go up. And so that's what this episode is about. It's about clarifying your dream. My client's cousin, a lot of people want to go into business for themselves, but a lot of people don't understand just how deep this goes and just how deep the stress and frustration is. Make sure your dream is clear before you go into business. That's important. Make sure you have a decent idea of where you want to be in your life before you go into business. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing nothing infinitely. It's happened a lot. Like, you want the Lambo, you better be willing to do Lambo work. Matter of fact, that's the reason why I went into business. I drove a Lamborghini before, and I'll picture that at some point. But I drove a Lamborghini before, and I realized that it was just like any other car, except for stiffer and requiring much higher maintenance, and it's very tight and uncomfortable in there. So I was like, oh, well, I never want to drive a Lamborghini, So I ended up coming up with a vision of my life, and more importantly, I should add this in also too, when you come up with the vision of your life, keep it secret, keep it to yourself, or keep it to people that you think might, be able to support that claim. Because for me, I didn't want to get rich. I wanted to complete an Ironman. I wanted to complete a marathon. I wanted to complete an ultra marathon. Because I figured my logic is if I didn't make money the main focal point, then I wouldn't go crazy. So I wanted to monetize my hobby and just say, okay, I'm going to do this extremely hard thing to do, and this business will just be the money conduit to keep me afloat and keep my house afloat while I do this nearly impossible thing. So that worked out for me. But like, if I had told my wife that, if I had told like people that, people would think they would think it's crazy. Like, I don't make a lot of money. Like, I make sorry, give me a second. I'm just changing my cruise control speed because people drive crazy at night. Like, I don't make a lot of money. I only make about between $5,000 and $7,000 a month, which is not a lot of money in today's modern economy. So I'm not doing this for the cash. Like, I could probably find better outlets to make more money, but like, this is the most stress-free outlet that I can come up with, where I still have all the control and all the autonomousness, all the autonomy, but I'm not overtaxing myself, and I actually have enough to save, and I'm actually having enough to prosper. Like, I never had the idea of wanting $1 million, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about too. Like, do you want to be a millionaire? First of all, being a millionaire is not enough. You need more than $1 million. You need more. You need a billionaire now is somebody who has like $10 to $15 million. You can roughly say you're safe at that point, but $1 million is not enough. These people you see driving the Lambos and all that flashy wealth, that's not really wealth. Wealth is being able to play like you're 5. Take a tumble, hit the ground, being able to still keep on going. That's wealth. Wealth is going to a family cookout and having a good time. That's wealth. Wealth is also being able to help out a family member, being able to give, being able to love like God intended you to love. It's not what you see in the flash areas. Those people are very lonely. Those people are not, they might be happy, I don't know, but it's not the dream. If you're trying to if your dream is to borrow somebody else's dream and you want the flashy, shiny stuff, you're barking up the wrong tree. You're going to be really, really unhappy in that Lambo. It's if you get there. And here's another thing I wanted to say before I let you guys go. Going into business, they say winning the lottery is 1 in 274 million that you'll, hit the Mega Million, Super $1 billion lottery. But to become a millionaire in business, your odds are only 1 in 8. So 1 in 274 million versus 1 in 8. Ready, fire, aim. Go get it done, because you're likely to succeed. Anyway, let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Thanks for listening to me on the Lifestyle Podcast. I've been Patrick Houston of Houston Tussle Hobbies. And as always, live high, live mighty, live righteously. Take it easy.